My name is Mbatha and I'm from KwaZulu-Natal in Durban. I grew up there with both my parents, my older sister and my younger brother. I did my schooling in Durban, in Umlazi, and I did my high schooling in St. Francis College in Pinetown. What I love about my research is that it's interdisciplinary research. So in as much as I come from a field which is very entrenched in the natural sciences, we are shifting from just focusing on natural science issues and to focusing to other social and political issues as well. My research is really interested in bridging the gap between what is stated in policies and the mandates of people who are interested or who are mandated to conserve the environment with the realities of the people on the ground, because one of the biggest issues in South Africa now is that conservation goals don't usually match the realities of poverty that exist in rural coastal communities. So my research is trying to find a way to reconcile the two, to conserve the resources and at the same time ensuring food security and livelihood sustainability in rural coastal communities. I did my undergraduate studies at University of KwaZulu-Natal, and when I was about in my third year, one of my lecturers was actually very instrumental in being a mentor to me at that time, and she actually exposed me to certain issues around like biodiversity issues, because I was preparing to do my honors, so I was starting to think about what research topics would I be interested in. Because during my undergraduate years, I was more concerned just about finishing the degree and getting a job. But she actually educated me about what kind of issues are out there and what kind of opportunities could come out if I did research in the field. So I think she was my main inspiration, and it was because of her that I was able to get into marine and coastal management research, which is what I'm doing now. I was looking into doing my PhD, and obviously I wanted to be part of a network with other people who are doing PhDs in my field. So I came across GreenMatter and I thought it was a great opportunity to get to know what other people are doing and to be part of a program where I won't only get financial assistance, but also I'll be able to get career development assistance and get mentorship and be able to network with others in the field as well as a researcher, and why I'm doing what I'm doing. And I think it's really important for us to revisit why we are where we are and why we're doing what we're doing and where we're going in our field. So I think from everything that I've learned so far from being part of the GreenMatter network is I can see that I'm becoming more self-aware, and I'm becoming more aware of the contribution that I will make through my research and just through other social and other aspects of my life in the field. So I think it's not just about career developments, but it's also about personal growth as well. So I believe that I will grow in all those aspects. I spoke with people who are in water resource management. I spoke to people who are economists within the fields, and so many different people. And it's so interesting to find out how all of these actually end up converging, because even though we are looking at different sectors within the field, you find that there's always a point of convergence, because like the people that I spoke with are also very interested in governance issues, which is what I'm working in. And the kind of examples that come out of the studies that they're doing somehow mirror what I also find in my research. So it's nice to see those comparisons and to take those lessons from how they do things and how they've done things, and for me to take it away and see how I can apply it to my own field. I think after my PhD, I will do maybe a postdoc, but I really want to really influence decision-making processes. So I will continue doing research and publishing papers, and also lecturing, like I said, and engaging in debates about sustainability and within the biodiversity sector, try to keep up with what's going on. I'm really passionate about research, and I believe that as researchers we are in a very privileged position of we're not really government, and at the same time I'm not really like a community person. Like I said, I do my research on in rural communities, but I stand in the middle to bridge the two together. So I feel like that's a really big contribution that I'm making, that I hope to continue making, because like rural communities don't really have a voice in terms of when it comes to conservation issues. And you find that in South Africa, most of conservation that has happened in the past, especially during apartheid, was imposed in these areas, and there was not really participation of the local people and really integrating their local knowledge towards conservation. So just being a voice for them, and at the same time providing governments with information about what are the social dimensions of the environment, and how they can use that information to inform or to amend the existing policies and legislation. So for me, it's also my biggest contribution as well is also to contribute to decision making in South Africa. And also in the future, I would like to lecture as well about the material that I've researched. So I think there's also a contribution that I want to make to mentor the upcoming people in the field about what is the right way to do conservation and sustainability.